About a year and a half ago, I picked up the Razer Tartarus V2, mostly because it was on a pretty substantial sale at the time, and honestly, curiosity just got the better of me. Now, as a variety streamer, I play a ton of different genres on stream. Some feel really good with a mouse and keyboard, others feel better with a controller, but there are aspects of both inputs that I really like, so I figured I'd give something like the Razer Tartarus, a gaming keypad, a proper try. If you're not familiar with it, the Razer Tartarus is essentially a one-handed gaming keypad. Get a grid of programmable keys, a thumbstick on the side, and an angled layout designed to be more comfortable than a traditional keyboard, with the idea being that your thumb handles movement by itself on the joystick, freeing up 4 fingers for binds whilst keeping that precision of aiming with a mouse. I've also got fairly large, meaty hands, so keyboards and even gaming keyboards always felt a little bit awkward and strange to me over long periods of time, so on paper, the Razer Tartarus felt like the perfect controller-keyboard hybrid solution that I'd been looking for. But that's just it. On paper. And honestly, that sounds way more dramatic than it actually is. There are genuinely things that I really like about the Razer Tartarus. The main one for me personally is the comfort. The angled layout feels much better than a flat keyboard, especially during longer sessions at my desk, as I'll often stream for about 4 hours and then still play games for fun into the evening. And whilst the ergonomics are better, it's not fully customizable. It essentially comes in one of 2 sizes depending on where you attach the palm rest. So if one of those 2 sizes doesn't suit you, then good luck. I also really like the keybind flexibility of the Tartarus, because you can cram a pretty absurd number of actions onto this thing, and whilst the layout is different to a traditional keyboard, once muscle memory kicks in, it feels significantly more natural. And overall, I really do prefer it to a traditional keyboard for gaming. However, one of my biggest gripes with the Tartarus was actually supposed to be one of its greatest selling points, and that's the thumbstick. When I first got the Tartarus, I did try using the thumbstick for movement the way that it's clearly intended. Again, the idea being that thumbstick for movement, mouse for aim, and then I've just got 4 digits for even more keybinds. And in theory, that does sound great, but in practice, it just didn't really work out for me. The thumbstick isn't actually a true analog stick. It's basically just a D-pad with either 4 or 8 directions bound to it. So you don't get smooth locomotion and you don't get gradual speed control like you would with an actual controller. What it actually felt like in fast movement-heavy games like Apex Legends was that I was giving up rapid directional changes while strafing without actually gaining the smooth, comfortable movement that actually makes an analog stick appealing in the first place. So I ended up actually going back to the WASD movement style on the Tartarus, which I know kind of makes it seem like it defeats the point in buying the device in the first place. However, that turned the thumbstick into more of a utility input rather than a movement tool, and I used it for things like in-game abilities, healing items, pings, or any other contextual actions depending on the game that I was playing, and honestly, that part works really well. It's genuinely nice having your thumb doing something more useful than just hovering over the spacebar like it would on a normal keyboard. And funnily enough, I don't really use the intended spacebar on the Tartarus for things like jumping, so I ended up binding it to something like in-game map instead. In truth, the button above the thumbstick is actually way more comfortable to rest over for jumping and other frequent actions. Once I made that switch, it felt so much more natural, as when I had adjusted the Tartarus to its largest setting for my hand, reaching my thumb all the way over flattened the angle of my hand, which was far less comfortable. Another small example of how the Tartarus seemingly works best when you stop using it how Razer expects you to. It is also worth noting that there are still plenty of games that I just flat out prefer using my controller for. Stuff like Elden Ring Night Rain, Hollow Knight, and a lot of the third-person RPGs or Souls games that I played in the last year. In those cases, trying to force the Tartarus's thumbstick to behave like a controller just is not worth it. A proper controller is still way more comfortable and clearly what those games were designed around, even if I did miss out on some of the precision aiming I get with a mouse. And the other big downside for me is the Razer software. Razer Synapse and or Cortex in its current state just feels so bad. It works, but it feels really sluggish and overcomplicated for something that should just be managing keybinds, and it's easily my least favorite part of the Tartarus experience. But on the software, I do have one tip to help you out if you do have a Tartarus or you're intended to get one. Create yourself a single profile of binds that you use all of the time, and then apply that to every game. game, rather than trying to have a different profile for each and every game. It helps with muscle memory, and you'll thank me for it later. And a final part in the software, you can fully customize things like the RGB lighting effects, actuation points of each key, and even use various macro functions like rapid triggers, etc. But honestly, I'd never found myself playing around with it all that much, but it is there if you do want to use it. And one final gripe here, although this isn't the most expensive product, it definitely doesn't have the most expensive feel to it. The build quality isn't super impressive, the keys don't feel super satisfying to press, and over time I have found the surface of the keys have gotten a little slippery. Not enough to be unpleasant to use, but just a little bit disappointing. So would I actually recommend the Razer Tartarus V2? Honestly, probably not. I do genuinely like it so much more than my keyboard, and I don't think I could go back to my keyboard for gaming. It's much more comfortable and more flexible for the way that I play games, and I primarily play FPS games when using a mouse and keyboard. But I imagine for things like MOBAs, easy access to a lot more keys would be a dream. But between the thumbstick not actually being an analog stick, the bloated software, and the fact that if the Tartarus isn't solving any problems that you may or may not have with your keyboard, it's 130 quid you just don't have to spend. Especially since you'll still need and use your keyboard for most of your day-to-day life. But that is why I've been seriously eyeing up the Azeron Cyborg next. It looks like it's trying to solve the exact issues that I had here. A real analog stick, even more ergonomic and keybind customization, and a design that fully commits to that keyboard controller hybrid idea. Now, whether the Cyborg actually delivers on that is something I guess I'm just gonna have to find out. If you enjoyed or found this video helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribe for more tech and gaming content. And if you've used the Tartarus or any other similar gaming keypad, let me know how you got on with it in the comments below. And if somehow this video has convinced you to buy a Razer Tartarus, come back to this video and let me know how you get on with it. And if I do end up buying the Azeron Cyborg, which realistically, probably gonna do that, you best believe that there's gonna be a video on the channel, so do stay tuned. But right now, thank you so much for watching, take care, and much love.